Thank you for watching NMH at 1, where we highlight the news-making headlines in the land of the brave and beyond, ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports, and economic news. In the news today, Bach company wants $465 million Namibian dollars from the government. Court washes hands of VAT levy impasse, and Toddler drowns in Oshikundu. I am Aina Kweyo, and this is NMH at 1. Three Namibians are currently being evacuated through Port Sudan, a city situated 835 kilometers from the Sudan capital Khartoum, where heavy, deadly battles are being fought by loyalists of two army generals. The embassy was alerted of two Namibians from day one and the third only on Sunday. Namibia ambassador to Ethiopia, Emilia Mukusa, told Namibian Sun. Remember to engage with these stories on our social media throughout the entire broadcast. Visual news coming up after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
In our visual news today, the Erongo Marine Harambee Workers Trust on Monday announced a payout of $13,195,000 to 203 beneficiaries of the NMH team. Each employee received 65,000 Namibian dollars. Now, speaking at the occasion, the founder of the trust, Martha Umati, said that this was the largest payout since the inception of the trust in 2017.
Erongo Marine Harambee Workers Trust. The beneficiaries being all permanent employees of Erongo Marine Enterprises. Most of them are crew members. So crew members on Desert Ruby. So this vessel where we are right now, and then there's a Jewel which is currently out at sea. So most of them are probably getting the payment while they're still out at sea, because we do have Wi-Fi there. And of course the employees of Commercial Cold Storage, who just came on board recently also. So thank you for being here to celebrate this very special moment with our employees. Our most important guest, of course, will always be our employees. Unfortunately, not everyone can be present here, as work never stops and work needs to continue. However, rest assured that our gratitude goes out to every single employee and beneficiary of the trust. Today we celebrate to say thank you. Thank you for your contribution to the success of Erongo Marine Enterprises in the Commercial Cold Storage, Namibia. More importantly, today you as employee reap the benefits of your hard work through this payout. Looking back on my term as the Managing Director of Erongo Marine Enterprises, there have been many highlights. One of the most significant being the launch of the Erongo Marine Harambee Workers Trust in November 2017. The realization of a very important vision I had for EME to ensure shared prosperity for all employees. When I was just appointed then in February 2017. Since then we have and continue to work hard as an EME team to shape a brighter future for our company, to empower, equip, and transform lives. Thank you. This makes me tremendously proud to lead this extraordinary company. As you know, our crew is very close to my heart. They are the lifeblood of our business. Without their hard work, under very difficult circumstances at sea, there would be no Irongo Marine Enterprises. In fact, there would be no fishing industry without fishermen. It is on their labor and through their sacrifices that this very important economic sector has been built. Yet, often, very little recognition is given to the workforce. It is my humble and solemn appeal that entities in the fishing sector would acknowledge this more and give our fishermen and factory workers the recognition and reward they so deserve. With that said, I would like to thank our shareholders, particularly Agna Fishing and Development Company, the Oceana Group, as well as the EME management team and all our stakeholders.
All People's Party Secretary General Vincent Kangetu has expressed his utmost disappointment towards the manner in which the Mashare Agricultural Development Institute is run by the state.
We are at MADI. This is an institution within Kavango East region. We just came to familiarize ourselves with what is happening here and see the infrastructure. I'm very much disappointed to say that the status of the infrastructure here is in a sorry state. Things are falling apart. Just as you can see, we have seen around here. I spoke to the head of the institution, Mr. Mandema. I was fully briefed as to what is exactly happening here. And I can tell you with confidence that there are plans to destroy this place by some people who are in Windhoek. And we are not going to allow that to happen, not under our watch, not now, not tomorrow, not even next week. That is never going to happen. And I'm therefore making a call to the regional council and everybody, the inhabitants of Kavango, whether west or east. This is a very, very important institution that we have in our midst here for training and research purposes. But the thing that is making this place not to be functional is because lack of budget. I'm told there's no annual budget being allocated to this place. What a shame. The Ministry of Agriculture, supposed to allocate funds for this institution, making sure that things does not look dilapidated like the way it is here, But again, surprisingly, out of all the staff components you have here, only 3 are technical people. The rest of the 47 are laborers. What do you do with 47 laborers at this type of an institution? What do you do? What will a laborer do to a tractor? For example, we have got tractors here and the agriculture equipments. What is a labor person supposed to do in servicing a tractor?
And Namibia ghost continues to haunt Trust Namib. Now an update on this story follows in the newspaper review segment.
To another exciting episode of Irongo Talk.
Jullie is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
The Namibian San France page reports that Trans-Namib is challenging the status of Challenge Air's local agent Willem Shally to act on behalf of the liquidated Belgian airline. Challenge Air dragged Air Namibia to court for alleged non-payment of the lease of aircraft. Following the Namibian National Airlines liquidation, the Belgium outfit has now set its sight on Trans-Namib with a view to having it settle Air Namibia's due. The now defunct local airline resorted under Trans-Namib when the aircraft lease was signed. Trans-Namib has, however, maintained that it cannot be held liable for decisions taken by Air Namibia management at the time. On page 3, a one-year-old boy drowned in a 20-liter bucket of traditional brew on Sunday afternoon in the Oshana region's Onaipanda village. Police spokesperson Thomas Ayambo said Festus Serivanes Talu Linus was at home with his aunt, whose age has not been disclosed, and two other children aged 4 and 5. Republican informs that the reason why the New Zealand company Global Protein Logistics' first shipment of 10 cargo containers with Namibian beef could not be exported to China is due to technical and processing errors in accordance with China's requirements. On page 3, renewed calls by the Ovaherero Traditional Authority for the removal of colonial statues, which continues to stand tall in several towns across Namibia, have set the traditional body on a coalition course with local authorities. The Allgemeine Zeitung leads on the front page with parties involved in GPL's first export of beef to China must restart negotiations. The New Zealand company is promising premium meat unbated after Midco has to take the first shipment because of challenges with customs. The product is theoretically in danger of being written off in China. On page 3, last week the court ordered a telecommunications license granted to the Windhoek municipality in April 2020 to be cancelled. City of Windhoek, with the Telecommunications Authority of Namibia, allegedly failed to play on open cards but kept them too close to their chest. Now, after the break, we return with more newspaper review from the Namibian.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
The Namibian newspaper reports that a company leasing part of the Fonbech Dam near Okahanja from Namibia Wildlife Resort wants the High Court to order government to pay $465 million Namibian dollars to it based on its claim that the land used by two water ski clubs at the dam overlaps the area leased by the company. The company, Tungeni Africa Investment, has now given notice that it plans to ask the Windhoek High Court to grant a default judgment in the amount of $465 million Namibian dollars against the Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. Now, on page 3, an information technology specialist accused of stealing 5 laptops computers from the Electoral Commission of Namibia near the end of 2019 was found not guilty on 4 criminal charges in Windhoek Magistrate Court yesterday. Magistrate Vanessa Stanley acquitted Milton Law after the state closed its case in his trial, and Law's defense lawyer Dirk Conradi applied for his discharge on all counts. On New Era, the Namibian Defence Force is under scrutiny over alleged nepotism in drafting of around 100 members to attend the Professional Qualified Officer course currently underway at the Reekop base in Walvis Bay. Now, the selection of participants has sparked controversy within NDF, with some members alleging they have been sidelined and not given the opportunity to participate in the highly priced course within the force. On page 3, an attempt by the National Training Authorities Board to get the High Court to decide on their behalf if they can make use of the Vocational Education and Training Levy to construct new and expand existing vocational training centers was dismissed. Judge Orben Simbea said it is not the function of the court to dish out legal opinions left, right, and center. He said the board is crying foul over the existing impasse, which can be resolved by them during a duly constituted meeting. On Market Watch, the Development Bank of Namibia announced its participation in the Bank of Namibia SME Economic Recovery Loan Scheme. Participation brings the number of schemes on other by DBN to 2. The other schemes offered by the bank is KFW, a Banker Group scheme. The European Union is set to propose banning many goods. More on this in our economic story when we return.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In economic news, the European Union is set to propose a ban on many goods transiting through Russia as the bloc attempts to tighten the screw on the enforcement of sanctions imposed over the past year. The transit ban would extend to numerous technologies and other goods, including several types of vehicles, but not all items would be barred from traveling via Russia en route to third countries, according to people familiar with the proposal. Now let's get into our economic indicators. $1 US will now cost 18 Namibian dollars and 24 cents, while 1 British pound translates to 22 Namibian dollars and 72 cents. Most of the stock prices on the Namibia stock remain unchanged, except for First Rand Namibia Limited. Overall index is down by 0.34%, while the local index went up by 0.46%. Gold is valued at $1,978 US, while Brent crude oil is valued at $82 and 54 cents per barrel. Mass graves of starvation cult exposed in Kenya. Stay with NMH at 1 for an update.
Discover the breathtaking beauty of Namibia with Tourismus, a captivating program that uncovers the country's diverse landscapes, wildlife, and cultural experiences. Featuring insightful interviews with tourism experts, each episode takes you on a mesmerizing journey, exploring Namibia's majestic sand dunes, vibrant wildlife, and unique attractions. Watch Tourismus on NTV, Saturdays at 20:30 in German, and Sundays at 6 p.m. in English, for a heartwarming and unforgettable adventure.
Here are the news from Africa. In the middle of a forest not far from Kenya's coast, piles of fresh earth topped with crucifixes await the attention of forensic experts. About 14 mass graves have so far been dug up, and Hussein Khalid has spent the past 4 days watching people exhume dozens of bodies. The stench is unbearable, he told BBC. The dead, now numbering more than 70, are thought to have been members of the Good News International Church. It is believed they were persuaded to starve themselves to reach heaven before what they were told was going to be the end of the world. Khalid runs the right organization Haki Africa, which took the authorities to the gravesite at the end of last week after being tipped off by some locals. The place is quite hidden inside Shakahola Forest, and he says that he and his team needed to cut back shrubs and bushes to drive them. 39 bodies have been exhumed so far, but the police say about 58 have died in all. 58 have died in all, as some who were rescued succumbed while being treated. The final count could be much higher. At the Red Cross said, that is what the Red Cross said, that 112 people have been reported missing. After the break, we return with international news.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
The European Union has imposed sanctions on relatives of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad over their alleged involvement in drug production and trafficking. The European Council said in a statement that the majority of 25 individuals and 8 entities in Syria who were subjected to sanctions on Monday were targeted due to involvement in the production and trafficking of drugs, particularly Captagon. The trade in alphabet mine has become the regime-led business model, enriching the inner circles of the regime and providing it with revenue that contributes to its ability to maintain its policies of repression against the civilian population, the Council said. For this reason, the Council designated various members of the Assad family, including multiple cousins of Bashar al-Assad, leader and member of the regime-affiliated militia, and business people with close ties to the Assad family, as well as persons associated with the Syrian army and the Syrian military intelligence, it added. After the break, we return with local sports. Stay with us.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the
15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
In our local sports, the Ochuarongo-based Giants outfit Live Fighters FC are eager to conclude the season on a high note. The club is oozing with confidence after collecting maximum points over the weekend. The third leg of the National Motocross Championship was completed this past Saturday with great success at the Galina MX Park north of Bentuk. Cohen Fistball Club and Sports Club Windhoek further extended their lead in the standings in the national A and B categories as the Bank Windhoek Fistball League hosted its second match a day at Swakopmund over the weekend. We'll return with international sports shortly. Irish powerhouse Leinster may be favourite of the Vodacom United Rugby Championship title this season, but the road ahead is exceptionally tough as they navigate their way between the knockout rounds of the two competitions. Mamelodi Sundowns have one foot in the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League, but turn their focus back to domestic matters when they host Richards Bay in the DStv Premiership on Tuesday. Wrexham celebrated their return to the English Football League on Saturday after a 15-year absence, but the club's executive director Humphrey Kerr is already dreaming of further success and says they can secure promotion again next season. After the break, we return with the highlights from today's broadcast.
To another exciting episode of Irongo Top.
Hier is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
Here are the highlights from today's broadcast. In the middle of a forest not far from Kenya's coast, piles of fresh earth topped with crucifixes awaits the attention of forensic experts. About 14 mass graves have so far been dug up, and Hussein Khalid has spent the past 4 days watching people exhume dozens of bodies. The European Union has imposed sanctions on relatives of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad over their alleged involvement in drug production and trafficking. The Ochuarongo-based Giants outfit Live Fighters FC are eager to conclude the season on a high note. The club is oozing with confidence after collecting maximum points over the weekend. And those have been your highlights. Remember to tune in every weekday at 1 o'clock to spend your lunch hour with NMH at 1, catching up on the latest news in Namibia, Africa, and the world, ranging from current affairs, economic news, sports, and international headlines. From all of us here in studio, happy Tuesday.